So when Egg Portal first released back in Omens, it was like a gimmicky deck that was more likely to destroy your eardrums before it killed your opponent. But with the addition of Beelzebub last expansion and now Imari's whole package in this expansion, it's actually now shaping out to be quite a powerful deck. So yeah, today we'll be trying out the new cards and seeing how it works in Egg Portal. Puppet Portal also benefits a lot, but I don't really like playing Puppet, so I'm not playing Puppet, so I'm playing Egg instead. So yeah, let's look at the deck list we're playing for today first. So this is the list we're playing for today. It's not the most optimized list just because I'm trying to put in more new cards. So we're running 3 of Imari here. Imari is very strong. I definitely heavily underestimated how strong this card is, but her ability to summon her little buddies and just flood the board is quite strong. In Egg Portal, you don't really get to flood the board as much because your blood board is filled with amulets, but it helps you draw a spell which you are targeting Devastating Soprano, so it makes your getting your eggs much more consistent. And then we're also running Sincerity because this spell is absurdly strong. So yeah, there's no reason not to run it. I mean, you can cut it and then it makes your Devastating Soprano guaranteed, but the 1-cost removal is quite strong. So if you're running 2 copies, you don't run 3 because we still want to target Devastating Soprano most of the time. And then we play World of Games. This amulet is very, very, very strong in this deck. One thing that it has been missing is a turn 1 play. Because if you want to play Devastating Soprano on turn 2, you need a turn 1 play. So far, all the 1-drops that have been released haven't really been synergizing very well, but now we have World of Games, which is very good with this deck, so there. And then we're running 3 of Sloughs. I don't really think Sloughs is that good, but since it's a new card, we are trying him out. If you put him on the board, he can activate these effects randomly, and then if you evolve him, he becomes a crest that activates one of these effects on your opponent randomly. So yeah, that's about it for the new cards. Other than that, it's pretty standard stuff. We're running more of an aggressive package here with the Augury because we have early tempo from Imari, as well as we don't really have deck space to run the evil package, so we are sort of relying on the more aggressive slant. And it works fine, so there's no problem there. Anyway, let's look at some games I have for you today. Our first game here is against Sword. Aggro is quite popular now, but I think people are slowly realizing that Loot is probably still the best Sword deck. But for the Mulligan, we want to look for eggs and early game tempo. If it's a early game deck, like if it's Sword, you want early game tempo like Love Struck. But other than that, you want to look for eggs and Imari. Imari is more or less looking for an egg, so we do keep Imari if you draw her. Quick Blader is either aggro or loot. Either way, we don't want to be taking too much damage right now, so we're just going to coin out Love Struck Puppeteer to get rid of Quick Blader. This deck doesn't really have that many coining targets anyway, so it's fine to just coin out for tempo here. We don't want to take damage, so we go ahead and trade there, and then we just set up this World of Games on board. Opponent drops Octris here. Unfortunately, we do not have an answer because this deck doesn't run Stonebreaker because of the fact that it would muddy Imari's pool. So we sort of just pop the World of Games here and generate an egg. We take the damage to the face here, but we can at least start healing with the egg on the board, so that's the idea. Unfortunately, still no great answers to this Octris, so we go ahead and draw into our deck. We pick up Imari here, but we're looking to spend her later on with a bunch of spells. So we go ahead and transform the Wasteland. It is our draw source, but honestly, we have enough draw, I think, in hand. Plus, we have a bunch of our key cards in hand already, so we're not that desperate for draw right now. Plus, we want to keep the egg, and also we don't want to let them evolve Octris and hit us in the face while generating loots for value, so yeah, we sort of have to just get rid of that Octris there. And opponent drops another Octris here as well as evolve it, so you can track their loots here. We go ahead and play Imari here. There is an argument for just going Lishana here, but I was hoping to high roll off Imari by getting her transform spell. Unfortunately, I just get another Devastating Soprano here, so it ends up not paying off, and I end up just fully trading my board in, which Lishana would have at least survived trading into the Octris there, so. Sincero fusing again. They have 2 Sinceros, but also they didn't generate enough they didn't have enough boots and goblet generators, so they shouldn't have full Sincero. I think they spent one of their loots They spend one of their loots on returning slash, so they should only have maximum 3 in their Sincero. So I'm not in too much danger, although they do have 2 Sinceros, which is quite scary. And we took a bunch of damage here, but we have eggs to slowly heal ourselves back up, as well as Sylvia as well in a pinch. We get our third egg on board here with Lishana. Go for Lishana so we have some tempo at least, and then we can pop the egg for another point of healing. Mono is gonna go ahead and drop Sincero here, which is only 3, thankfully not the full 4. But they also have Octress Bell to pair it, so we take a bunch of damage here and we are quite low. This spot is a bit interesting because I mean the most straightforward play is to go Sylvia here and heal or super evolving to clear Sincero. But we don't have enough Sincero in hand. Also, even if Sylvia heals, we are still not that healthy. So I felt that rather than that, I should probably be going for trying to go for a kill here. So what I actually do is play Lishana, and we go for Exia here as well. And we go ahead and coin out the Melodious Monody to chip the Sincero down so that Exia's Super Evolve can clear it. So this mainly stems from knowing Sword's limits. They don't really have a good way to deal 9 damage through this ward, even with the Super Evo. It's not impossible. Well, actually, I think it might be. I think it's impossible actually that they can kill us from here. So we are fine to do this, and we chip them down low so that we can kill them with Ogre Recap next turn if they don't heal. And if they do heal, then they are spending their turn healing. We can heal with Sylvia, so that's not that bad either. I have to play a bunch of golds and random crap to clear my board, which is fine. They end up having the Super Evolve to clear my board. It doesn't really matter here because they just die anyway. So yeah, a bit of I guess decent planning on my part, I would say, to set up this lethal here without risking going for a longer game by healing with Sylvia. And then my opponent just concedes here because they know they're dead. Our next game here is against Haven. We have Lishana opening, so we just keep the Lishana. Other than that, we'll just toss and look for more early game stuff. Or the Soprano as well would be nice, so we can get eggs on board before the evil turn comes. This Odd Haven seems fairly popular right now among the Haven decks, so we just sort of work with that assumption. The deck has a fairly slow early game a lot of the time, so we don't have to worry too much about early game, although they can get some high rolls with the little Torque, the new one cost neutral that can become a 2/2. This close though, they are just playing a fairly standard and slow early game here with setting up their amulets for their Kokishiro turn, which is fine. We are also taking our time setting up here. Go ahead and poke them in the face with the Supplicant. There's Selefa, which will heal the little poke damage that we did, which is, I guess, fine, and they will be able to carry off this Lishana as well. We don't want to go Imari here because we want to wait for Wilbert in case they have it. Plus a lot of odd decks are running Wilbert right now, so we set a trap there, I guess, and we just drop World of Games here and pop it to draw. We want the board space because we're most likely going Imari next turn anyway, so keeping the World of Games there, we're either gonna have to end up transforming it or it just takes up space. So, and there's the Wilbert, which is what we expected. We will trade into the Lishana as well. So this is our Imari turn that we've been waiting for, I guess, and I actually do end up misplaying this turn, which you'll see in a moment, which I guess is an interaction I didn't know. We evolve the Imari here to get her effect active, and that draws us our last Sincerity as well. Go ahead and transform the Wilbert, get rid of it. And then we transform their draw source as well, just to deny it for them. Get Kokishiro value. And then here I misplay. I target the egg, not realizing that Imari's little buddy was summoned before the egg summons back, so I should have targeted the little buddy to make sure I get 3 eggs. And you will see that the difference between having 2 and 3 eggs is actually quite big for this deck, so this is quite a big misplay, but I guess it's a learning opportunity for me. And you, if you are looking to play this deck, and you didn't know about that. Anyway, lucky for me that Kokishiro was quite weak, so we ended up getting to keep 2 of our buddies on board here, which goes a big way to saving us from our horrible misplay. Go ahead and get rid of their follower, and then we just take the opportunity to drop Slouse and try to get some value off of him. If we can discount Beelzebub, it's quite nice, although we can play Beelzebub next turn with the coin anyway, so it's not the biggest deal, I guess. Opponent drops Grimnir as well as Gilneas, and they will use the Gilneas to heal. And Grimnir's Crest will get rid of the rest of my boys, including Slouse, so no screen time for Slouse this time, I guess. Well, we had not much else to do here, so we'll just go ahead and coin out Beelzebub and call it a day. Hand's looking quite empty, and especially with the lack of eggs, it's quite bad in this matchup because we do need the white removal from Congregant, so having less targets for Congregant is quite unfortunate in this matchup. Opponent draws Kukishiro, which we more or less could have guessed that they had in their hand because of the way that that initial Kukishiro turn completely whiffed. And they will use Grimnir's Crest to get rid of my followers. Here you see the unfortunate effect of not having the third egg that we are trying to summon. So we play a bit of a more dangerous game here and go for Beelzebub here. If you count it here, we actually have 2 damage here guaranteed. Then instead we go Axia plus Congregant, or Axia Slouse. Actually, I think Congregant does more damage. Does it? Yeah, Congregant does more damage. So we go Axia Congregant here. We'll have 4 bodies on board, so that's 4 damage from Axia with 2 Beelzebub. So we have 5 damage from Beelzebub plus 3 damage from each of the eggs for 11 damage, I believe. Well, no, we can pop eggs 3 times, so it's 3 times 3 is 9 plus another 5, 14 damage. So we are setting up lethal by doing this. So even though this sort of like allows them the opportunity to just drop John and blow my face up, as long as we don't die, we should have lethal next turn. Unless they heal with Selefa or something. But even with Selefa, worst case, we can get the super evolve base damage from the ping anyway, so it's fine there. So yeah, even though it's quite scary a move, it's actually like fairly safe if you calculate how much damage I end up having this turn. I'm gonna use Congregant here. Notably, Congregant doesn't kill enough, so it does leave 1 bird, so we can get the ping off of that, but they just die anyway, so yeah, that's it for this game. And our last match here is a pity match for our boy Slouse, since he didn't get any screen time in the past 2 matches, besides dying instantly with the moment he's dropped on board, so yeah, this is a game where Slouse actually gets to pop off, I think, so yeah, we can do that. So this is Dragon, Face Dragon I don't really like playing against, so I hope it's not that. If it's Evil or if it's Fennie or Ramp or whatever, it's not as bad. Anyway, we just drop Imari here. We don't really need the Imari, to be honest with you, so we just go ahead and drop that. And we don't really want to discard anything else. We could have played the Supplicant as well, that was an option for sure. But I just dropped Imari there. Just go ahead and drop the Slouse here, and Slouse can hopefully start doing his job if my opponent doesn't have the 2-cost spell that Dragon has. Thankfully it doesn't. Also, it doesn't look like their hand is very good if they are dropping 5 lane and passing on 5 PP, which is quite good for us. Go ahead and evolve Lishana here, and then we just get rid of the ambush here. Honestly, I expect Slouse to die, so I just like got rid of the ambush, and I was like, I got value out of it by getting it buffed, so that's fine. I'm gonna evolve Liu Feng here, and then they use Call the Mega Lorca, which just barely doesn't manage to clear Slouse. I don't know what was going on in their hand, but I guess it was pretty unfortunate. Here, Slouse discounts my hand, which we don't really need right now, honestly. Like, we have more than enough play points for what we want to do this turn anyway. Go ahead and use Devastating Soprano here to get 1 more egg. You can go ahead and play 1 more Devastating Soprano just for fun to get rid of it, because it's a bit of a liability later on, because we don't want to summon too many eggs, right? Then we can just go ahead and pop their follower and then poke them in the face. And the reason why we target Lishana instead of the eggs is in case they drop like a Storm follower here. We want the eggs to be ready to heal us on the cup on the turn start, but in this case they drop Fennie, so this is a Fennie Dragon deck. And Slouse has now officially gotten all of its effects in place, so I guess that's good for it. Go and draw into our deck here with the Wastelands, and then we just evolve Slouse. Now that he's activated all his friendly effects, it's time to get his crest active, so we go ahead and do that. Just pop the Wastelands here to get rid of the Fennie as well as draw more, and we pick another Slouse here, so we just drop it down as well. And here you can see the Slough's Crest, so that does 3 damage to their face, which is quite good for us. Opponent drops Olivia as well as Fate of the World to snipe the Sloughs here, which is unfortunate for Sloughs, but I believe I do have lethal here. So yeah, you can see Sloughs, very rare opportunity for Sloughs to actually do some work. So let's go ahead and play Exia here. Super Evolve for 4. The egg will do 1, and then we'll get the last damage from smacking the Olivia down. So that's it for this game. A bit of a short one where Sloughs got to do some stuff. So those are all the games I have for you today. Hopefully he gave you some idea of how this deck worked, and how some of these new additions to the deck actually help it out. Except for Sloughs. Sloughs isn't that good. Like I definitely wouldn't run 3 copies if any at all. Maybe like 2, maybe like 0 to 2 is fine. You probably don't even need him. I don't really think it's worth deck spaces. You can just run better cards instead. Yeah, this is the deck we were playing for today. Just try out new cards. Imari, of course, quite good for consistency, as well as just getting the followers to clear, as well as answering your opponent's Imaris. On that topic, this deck's mirror against Portal is very miserable right now because of Sincerity. They can just erase your eggs, and they will just erase your eggs. Especially Puppet. Puppet is very common right now, and they are very reliant on Imari, which means that it's very high likelihood you lose 2 or 3 eggs per game against Portal. Puppet specifically, so yeah, I guess that's something to watch out for if you want to play this deck. Other than that though, it's fairly solid. Can definitely climb with it if you want to do that. So yeah, that's it for today. See you next time. Bye bye.